What's up, YouTube fam? Stark Angel's Journey. I'm Shakira. Yes, I'm back, baby. Anyway, so it's been quite a week, very volatile. So it's Friday. We've got non-farm payroll coming on at 8:30, so that's gonna be real. We see how they love to like whip sauce constantly. So again, not trading, but I'll be watching it and seeing how if I had wanted to trade it after the fact, how that would go. Also, full disclosure, I think I already said this in a video. I failed miserably to lose $3,000 randomly on Monday, and then I didn't actually get a chance to do a proper loss again. Busy week, pretty much sick on Tuesday, Wednesday, mom's appointments all day. Thursday work was super busy, and now here we are Friday. So I'm gonna try and do it next week. But for the moment, I want to take a look at price action that I missed yesterday and where we are. Now, ICT says that you shouldn't trade on the Thursday prior to non-farm payroll, which should be like the first Friday of the month. And I guess in this case, they chose not to have it on the exact first Friday. So let's first things first, I want to see where we've dropped down into from a new week opening gap, new day opening gap perspective. So I'm updating one of my charts so you get to enjoy that fun tedium. And then we'll jump into some back testing. All right. That sounds like a good time. Let's get tiny. Somehow I managed to move that when I was trying to make myself tiny. Alright, so I'll keep this up so I can make sure that you guys can see everything I'm showing. So I realize that there are moments when I might be doing other things. So right now, what I'm trying to do is delineate the actual new week opening gap. So that means the close of Friday with the open of Sunday at 6 o'clock. So I'm using the 5-minute chart. Prices all the way down here at 3907.50 for the E-mini. My screen's this way, so you know. And so I'm trying to find the new week opening gaps that align with what's going on down here. They just passed through this 3918, 3916 one. So the question is, what's the plan, right? So let me hit that and save that one. And I want to see what's next below it for gaps, right? So that means this is Friday the 6th. So I need to go back a bit. Actually, if I'm being smart, I'll take a look at the calendar for January and then the next date that I'm interested in. So if I just did the Sunday, so then actually New Year's Day is the next potential day. See here, so right around here. So let's see. Here we are. So that's the next gap. So we opened right there and actually we opened here and then dropped. Fun. So I'm just going to delineate the consequent encroachment of that and just make a note, January 1st. So in this scenario, I'm basically just looking for I can't type, don't judge me. I'm looking for the new week opening gaps that are relevant to where price is at the moment, right? I didn't copy. To where price is at the moment, right? And I have a separate chart for this. And just to make sure I am looking at this just right. Hey, I'm spot on with the consequent encroachment. Kitty is checking his food. Let's see if he wants to eat it. All right, so the next new week opening gap is all the way down here. So let's dip back to where price is hanging out. Wow, okay. So it looks like we're currently bouncing in between the two areas, the January 8th and January 1st new week opening gaps. And So want to see how this behaves because we tapped it and then we dropped a little bit on the 15 minutes and save that. So let's drop down to a 5-minute chart and see what that looks like. Fascinating. So they haven't bothered to come all the way down to consequent encroachment of this gap yet. Um, let's see, because if we break this into quarters, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do that just cause since this is where price is at the moment, let's break that into a little mini, let's dash that, mini quarter, and let's make it a lighter blue just to, I guess that's more green, right? And then let's break this other half into quarters as well. So we see where they're really like playing around, right? Inside of. Okay, beautiful. Oh, look how almost spot on they are with hanging out in the general vicinity and then breaking back above it. So it is quite early in the morning. So let's save that. At least we know the range that we're playing inside of. Now the midpoint between these two places about probably right about there. Let's see. So we midpoint between gaps. And let me just delineate that as well, just for funsies, just to see how price has been behaving around it. Like if it gave us like entry options and things like that, right? I'm just gonna note this as midpoint. I don't know if we call it between NWOGs, right? Okay. So when it dropped it low here, it sort of respected it, hung out a bit, created another opportunity in this general vicinity for an entry, and then dropped down to that. All right. It's not bad. So this is the range that we're playing with right now. So if non-farm payroll is going to be mean, then we know at least where they're going to fall, drop into, right? Let's take a look at the Dixie. So ICT was explaining that when, so the Dixie, the dollar, and like foreign currencies, the pairs and stuff, and like ES and NASDAQ, like if the dollar's going up, the ES should be going down and vice versa, right? So if they're moving in lockstep like they were right here on Thursday, that is no good, and that's gonna be choppy behavior right there. So dang, that's so much fascination, right? Like this is okay because it was going down and this went up, fine. But we're consolidating. Dollar's just been in the same place at this rejection block, just hanging out, consolidating, but we've dropped precipitously. Um, very, 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 very choppy. All right, so having delineated all of that, um, let's take a look at the daily. Actually, I'm just going to hide everything and let's take a look at the monthly first and see how this month's candle is forming. All right, so very bearish candle. That's fascinating. Look at the open of this red candle up here. The open of this guy is 40.8575, and the high of this candle is 40.8250. Okay, so it's a little bit below it. Yeah, it's a little bit below it, but it's recovered almost all of the body of this candle before it started dropping. And it's hit the first target for this candle. The next is probably down here for this candle, but consequent encroachment of this wick can be considered as a target as well. 38, 58, 53.50. Let's look at the weekly. Are we sitting in somewhere exciting? So look at the weekly. Well, we're back at this what I would consider it's like an order block. Is it a bullish order block? I don't know. If it takes this out, then we're definitely coming back down. I was hoping they would take this out. I mean, they did shallowly, but there's all of this left to be eaten above it, and they haven't gone up for it. If you notice, they've basically been going sideways inside of this range right here. Fascinating. Yeah. So from a IFTA perspective, they haven't taken out their lows yet, but they have taken out the lows from here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo that. Since this is my new week opening gap stuff, I am thinking about quarterly shifts. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the monthly for a hot second, and I'm going to add stuff back. So this should be January right there. And let's go to the daily. And I think when I cleared this out the first time, I cleared out my IPTA um, stuff. So let's add that back. Just so not going up. Use right here. So what I want to do is just do a look back from 50 to 60, 60, 40, 20. So 60 days. Okay. All right. And then let's clone that. Let's drop it just below it. Actually, I'll do this. Okay. Then I'll clone this. Let's make this one 40 days. And we'll try to remember not to let's change that to 40. And this is the part that's boring, right? Like nobody wants to do this stuff, but you have to. Otherwise, you won't know where you are. And I need to figure out where I can get the quarterly information, right? Like the quarterly what's the word I'm looking for? The reason the information where you can see where for each quarter what's the expectation, right, for it, over time. So I need to go look that up. Maybe we'll do that here, but I need to find the right phrase. So I'm gonna probably have to pull up my notes and look at that really quickly. All right, so from a 60-day perspective, the highest high is still this guy, which they took out here, and the lowest low is still all the way down here, which they haven't taken out. Fine. So then the highest high in the 40 days is still that guy, which they took out. Then the lowest low from 40 days is here. They have not taken that out. So for 20 days, they've taken the high and the lowest low is here. They still haven't taken it out yet. Once they do that though, then I'm gonna be, I'm gonna have a bigger shift. But they did affect a shift here, came back down into this bullish order block, and then came up and took that out. Now they've been working their way back down methodically. So for the look back, it's the cast forward, right? So for the last 20 days, it was just working its way up to take this out. And I mean, it didn't quite start the shift, but it moved itself into consolidation after 20 days. Within 40 days, though, we had a shift right there. And they've taken out this low from the last 20 days, but not the lowest low down here. They're working their way towards it. And so we expected some sort of shift in that time frame. So the first 20 days or so, we didn't quite make it to take that out. but within 40 days we did, and then we actually affected a shift in the opposite direction. And we've been taking out the lows formed. So somewhere in the next 60 days, again, we expect some sort of, let me say this, we expect, right now the daily is bearish, the weekly is bearish, and the monthly is bearish. So understanding all of that, I'm looking for shorts. Okay, let's put that back to 15 minutes. And let's do that. And this doesn't need to be as busy, right? Like technically, unless we're going up, these guys are, and we can clear out stuff that we're not using right now. Because this guy is just meant, oh, other things to note, right? New day opening gap. So let's switch that really quickly. And where are we with price? So mainly I'm looking for, I guess it's basically saying it hasn't opened yet. So looking for the like giant gaps. Let me just do this. Control Z. I'll put it back up top there. No. Okay. That's fine. There was a big one up here. That's okay. Uh, let's switch it out so you can see it from yesterday. Okay, which one are you? Friday. Let's see. There's multiple gaps to play with, right? This one, big gap between Thursday. They didn't bring it back. So new day opening gap right there. Big gap here. They have not, well, no, they came right back up and filled that back in. Hoot sweet. New day gap right here. Clear that out. Yeah. And I think this is the one we're playing inside of. The big gap that gets created between Friday and Monday. It's just a good idea to know where it is. All right, let's leave this one as is. And we are currently playing inside of this general vicinity, and look how they're respecting the midpoint between them. If they break through it, then they're going to continue on down, right? Bearish order blocks inside of this new week opening gap area. So they took that out. So in terms of buy side, there's some resting above here and here. We've got fair value gap inside of here that they might want to come back up into and enjoy once 8:30 hits and they decide to like knock us out, you know, because you know that's what they're gonna do. But anyway, that's fun and everything. Let's save that. Let's get some back testing done, right? Let's go to my layouts. Let's get some back testing. And we're using NQ for most of this. Let's remove all of that. And let's go to we're in March. Better grab some water here. Let's see. Let's do ES. Whoops. Let's trash everything. All this back testing and let's go back a month. Huh? Let's back up a month. We're going sideways. Let's go to the weekly. All right. And I mean, from a range perspective, I would say premium discount. Just make sure I've got that up, right? Hanging out at equilibrium at the moment. All right, let's think about exciting things, right? So bullish order block right here. So I'm just gonna note it. And okay. Weekly OB. And let's make this green and a line just the top of it. And they've come into it already from this perspective. um, so when they dropped here, from a weekly perspective, what else do we have? Gotta get comfortable like noting all of this stuff. Still have a volume imbalance up here. They haven't gone to, and fair value gap as well up here. Price is relatively. Oh, here we are. So I'm just noting higher time frame PD arrays. So we have a volume imbalance right here. I mean, it's just wicks in between. There's no bodies, right? No fair value gaps. And this wick right here, I would consider consequent encroachment, just to note that. Let's bring that down a smidge. Okay. And let me just use this. So right in the middle here, let's draw that across. And then just set that as, okay, set that as CE. To the right. And let's just put a weekly next to that. And we don't need to be that thick. Let's dash that line. Okay. So we have consequent encroachment that week, they took it out. So the next quarter from there, ooh, look at that. They tapped it perfectly. Well, not quite. They haven't quite made it to it, but they're probably going to make it at some point. Let's do that. And let's say I'm like weekly CE of CE. Not fun. So the end of that wick is at like 3902, which is where they're aiming for. And then there's the rest of this wick to enjoy at 3891, volume imbalance down there. Fun. Okay. And we've got the smallest fair value gap above there. And bullish order block up there. Sorry, bearish order block up here. So let me just note that. And this is I'm prepping like I would prep for a trade, right? So weekly negative will be okay. And we've got a rejection block right here. So let's also note that. Okay, let's rejection block because nobody was able to get past it. Let's make that red or orange or whatever. Okay, and things to aim for, right? And we also have a bullish order block right here. Did I already note that? Yeah, I did. I sure did. Beautiful. Okay, let's get on to the daily and see what else is in here. I need to add this to, so there's a clearer picture of the volume imbalance right there. On the weekly, the daily, it looks like they dug a bit more into it. Okay, and then we have, oh, this kind of couples as a bullish order block right there. And we're going down, we came up. This could be considered a breaker. Price, let me just make sure I've got this right. Got a low, this, that would be here. We haven't, yeah, I still need to have a better understanding of the breakers because I believe a breaker, these ones are easier for me to recognize. So it should be a low here and a lower low, and then it busts through it. And then that would become a breaker. And then for this one, it would have to be a low here, and it busts through it. So it hasn't become one yet. It's on its way though. Right now it's just an order block. Could consider these mitigation blocks though, right? Because, well, I guess not. If you look at the higher time frame, like the mitigation block would be over here, which they did come back into. Okay. So where am I? Tuesday, February 28th. All right, let's drop down to a 4-hour. And things that I don't know on this chart is the new week opening gap areas. So that's a Tuesday. We know we're at a weekly bullish order block. Look how they behaved at the halfway point. And then, so what's the bias? Okay, so let's see. We came up to this rejection block. So we're bearish at the moment on the 4-hour. Bearish on the 4-hour. So let's see on the 1-hour. On the 1-hour, we are consolidating for the most part at this weekly order block. And what time is it? It's Tuesday, 4 o'clock. All right, so let's go to the calendar and let's back up to February, the week of February 28th, I think. And for my back testing here, the 23rd, sorry. Let's back up one more. Okay, so Tuesday we had, what news would have messed things up? Flash manufacturing at 9:45. So what's happening on Wednesday? Oh, dang, FOMC meeting on the 22nd. Meetings. All right, well, let's see. We are back testing. So it is now 4 o'clock, which means all the juicy moves are done. And now I just need to push this forward into the next day. Let's see if we can trade the London session. Oh, I pushed it too far. Ha. All right, well, it's 5 o'clock. Let's say 7 o'clock. Okay. Let's drop down to the 15-minute and zoom up here. And I'm bearish, right? It's all very bearish. I'm looking for shorts. So what do we have up here? So we've got relatively equal highs. So we've got buy side liquidity up there. What time's FOMC? It's usually at 2 o'clock, right? Anything in the morning? Nothing in the morning. So we should be safe to trade the morning, right? Cool. Where are we? Anything juicy on the 15-minute? All right. Let's see what they've done. taken that down here. They haven't taken any of the sell side below here. So let's note that. Sell side all the way down there. That's the range we're working with. So what do we have? Do we have a fair value gap? Volume imbalance? I mean, it's a small one right here. Let's note that on the 15-minute. So let's just do FEG and let's just note that it's a 15-minute FEG. So I'm looking for exact styles of structure, right? What else we have in here? So, price is going up and it was going down actually. And here we have what I would consider a breaker block. We have a low, a lower low, and then they busted through. So we have a breaker right here. So let me plot that over. It's gonna get a little busy. So we have a breaker right here. Fair value gap in this general vicinity. They seem to be hanging out inside of it. I don't know if it's of interest still, but I'm gonna note it. Still 15 minutes. Let's drop that down and see what we're looking at here. All right. So we've got two 50-minute fair value gaps. They've traded up into this one. They took up buy side here. Rejection block is what that looks like. And what do we feel about a shift? They didn't take these lows out on the 5-minute. No. SIBI right here, they come back up into it. Order block here, nothing. I don't really see a reason for them to come all the way back up here. Now, in terms of targeting, right, we know there's a weekly order block down here. There's sell side all the way down here. But let's keep it simple, right? Let's say took that low out right there. Because that's low, that's higher and higher. That's short-term low. I took that one out too, so a bit of a shift. It's not perfect though. Can I get down to a 3-minute? Yes, okay. All right, so let's see what they do. And on the 3-minute, can we see anything exciting for them to come back up to into? Yes. Volume imbalance right here. Let's note that. So they tapped it. If they take this high out, then they're going to come back into that at minimum, right? So order block right here, right there. So I want to see them come up here, and then I'll take a short stop loss above this order block right here. Where would I be aiming? So what do we have? We have sell under here and here. So let's try and go for here. We've got, well, from here they've been sort of climbing up, right? But I'm bearish, right? So let's assume here, let's drop a fib for, it's too close, right? So let's get a shot. So if I want to get in at the volume imbalance above there, there's the sell side right here. So let's go for down here. I feel they're dropping, right? Let's do that. What else is in this general vicinity? Bullish order block, fair value gap in that space as well. Let me just note it. Oh, they filled it nicely. We know they like to revisit. So let's see. Let's take that off. Should go down to like 1 minute, but let's see if I get it. Take that. Okay. Did I miss something crucial here? It made equal lows here. Uh, equals volume imbalance right here as well, which they've already come back up into. Dang it, so I should have just gone, right? It's all these things to find and see and note, you know? It's also a set of bullish order blocks right here. Breaker block right here as well. So I might have missed this move. Maybe they'll give me another opportunity for an entry. So they took that. Now they've left a nice fair value gap. Let's see if they give us an opportunity here. All right, so order block right there. So let's adjust my thought process to base of this, which is right there. And let's see. What's that? 16 and 42. All right, let's see how that works out. Let's make this an even 20, right? 250. So I should get comfortable losing 20 ticks, which is 250. All right. All right. Let's see. Oh, come on. So it doesn't look like I'm going to get what I want, but it does go to where we want it to go to. Damn it. Okay. I need to understand these entries. What did I do wrong? Did I get down to a 2 minute maybe? Yes, okay. Let's zoom in. So order block, volume imbalance. They took care of all of this. Then they made these highs, which I thought they would have wanted to take. But what did I miss? I missed this. This is what I missed. This fair value gap that was holding the price up. If you're looking at the bodies of the candles, they're respecting it. And then they started to wick down at the base of this, and then I should have been comfortable taking a short from right here from this candle. That's a different style of entry. So I was waiting for them to come back up into the fair value gap right here, and they didn't give us that opportunity. Okay. How far have they gone now? Okay, they've busted through that like it was paper mache. So that, dang it. That did not go as well as I'd like. You got to pay attention to where things are. I was thinking they were going to come back up here, but I should have known once they made this on the way down. And then the next few candles told the story. See where the bodies are? The lower end of this. The wicks were below it. Respecting it. That right there should have been my clue. All right. I can at least go down to the 2 minutes. So let's we know the weekly order block. What time is it? It's Wednesday, 8:34. So we've dropped precipitously, so I guess we're gonna have to wait. We'd missed the move, sadly. No, the only annoying thing is, like, if this turns into, like, one of those, you just enter here and continue on down, right? So if you consider this sell side as, you consider this sell side as well, which you can, and then onto here as well. You have multiple targets. Not to mention that we're in the premium zone. The light red in the background, right? So where are we? We are at this order block right here. Let's see how this unfolds because we've done a little bit of wicking right there. So yeah, these I also have to get used to, like, because you can take a short from here as well with a single candle. The next one is red. See how it is, and then continue on down, and then your target could be down there. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Now that's annoying. I want this fair value gap to be respected. It might not, but they're still inside of it body wise. There's this one as well, last line of defense. Might be another opportunity for an entry, but still inside of it. We might be able to write it back up to like maybe this fair value gap up here or something. Let's see how this behaves. Yeah. Okay. So they just did consequent encroachment of this wick right here, approximately. I am curious because I just learned something very interesting. Oops. So if I were to do like a quick reversal, they take this out from here, from this area right there in the middle, right? As a test, right? And let's say, ride the retracement back up, right? And they take that out, order block right there, maybe to right here. What would that look like? Could we get that? There's a fair value gap right here, and I think maybe if we're lucky, that's as far as they'll wick up to. I don't know. What is that? A 5 on 29. Let's see. Came back. Well, I most definitely. What's the low of that candle? 3963.25 and 3963.25. Right on the tick. Gone. We're taken out. We're taken out to pasture. So just going to continue down and take that right there. So my idea is not quite right because I needed to see a shift for that to be a real thing. And there they are taking that one. So this was our next opportunity. I never made it back up here, but once they stayed inside of this order, this fair value gap, respected the bodies, things I need to get comfortable doing. Start taking that and fair value of a gap here. This might become relatively simple. Are you gonna hold it? Or are you gonna come back up to this order block right here? Is there a fair value gap between here? Barely. No. So that's the only thing really. To write down to this guy. I wouldn't be in an entry. Too close to this. Okay. They're coming back up. How are you feeling about that? Order block right here. Bearish order block, right? The base. They tap that. Let's see if this is like a continuation candle, right? Because if it is, but look at the way they're tapping it. They're gonna drop. Yeah, yeah. Because they're respecting that, so they're gonna continue on down. So this is just a return back, and it's hard, you know, do that. A couple ticks above that, and then take out that low. What is that? Could we be about 124? We drop a fib on that. So is that then? you'd want that just below this guy. Let's see if we can get that. I don't know. We've cleared that out, so let's be done with that. That fair value gap is acting as resistance. There's this guy too. Look at the way it's behaving around it. So now we've entered a fight. My question becomes, is this move done for the moment, and do I have an opportunity to head back up for something? So what could we look for? So we've done this, taken out a short-term high right there, come back down into this, took out this guy right here. So it's a bit of a shift, come back down. What would be that's equal lows right there. What would be a reasonable state, right? So if I were to say, try to trade the retracement in the opposite direction. So let's move this over to the corners. I want to lose my general idea. Let's go long right here. Let's say they've already come in here. So let's say from where the last time that wick dropped it. If I'm wrong, they'll take me out under here pretty quickly, and I'll go for that. Small retracement 25. Let's see. I'm gonna even hit the button. I'm gonna buy at the next candle. Oh, yeah. So not fast enough, right? So, okay. So the stop loss was too close. One. If I was being honest, it should have been below the body of this candle right there, which would have saved it. And then would we have gotten what we wanted? So we're bouncing between these guys. Isn't that mean? Oh, did it? Oh, right. 9:30 opening. Of course, there's going to be some mean stuff. You wouldn't want to enter at that time. Time. Okay. Still, the wicks can do the damage, but the bodies tell the story. Still inside of it. And there it is, right there. Wicks inside, boom. Do I get just that tiny bit more? Oh no, but I have to take this guy into account because he's also holding up price too. So what would that have been if I'd recognized that? 22? Yeah. So I should probably have a thing like a 10 take stop loss for these quick options. And then see how that works. But what time is it? 9:40, right? So you could wait until 10 o'clock for something. But look how they're bouncing between these two fair value gaps, right? Oops, delete that. We're done with that supposition. And my thoughts for a short are still in place. I might adjust entry, whatever, but yeah. And I can get rid of this because I would have wanted to, like in one of these, enter as the red can't buy as one of these candles were like dipping into this space, right? But look at the way it's behaving. The wicks are doing the damage, the bodies are staying inside of the fair value gap. Same thing for this one. And that's why I was like, oops, probably should, given that we're bouncing between the two, that's all we can work for. Like you can get 20 ticks out of that puppy, then good. Still very volatile. That's crazy. Anyway, so what happens next? Okay, so we're still inside of this. What did we do? We're still inside the body, took that out, got that. And now I have to think. They have not. Oh, they've tapped it. What's the high of this candle? 39.69. And the high of this candle, 39.69. The high of that candle, 39.69. So we have equal highs, sell side to be taken, and a small fair value gap in the same space. They've been tapping into it. Just realize that. And sell side. Are they going to take it? I feel like they should. Yeah. There you go. There you go. So my original take profit would have been fine, but you know the way this is behaving, I would have taken what I could and left. This did not play out, at least not yet. Now we have, what time is it? 9:46. Okay. So did I get this scenario? I did. Look. Came down. It's not pretty. This right. It's not pretty, but I did get it. So if I'd set my order to this order block down here, given the way they're wicking, but I would not have. And I think, what did I say? So given that they're wicking through it a bunch, stop loss below that guy. And what was if I was looking for this close thing right there, beautiful, taken. And that would have given us 31 ticks. Not bad for a quick in and out, you know? And I want to see if this order block can hold price up, right? So that's what I was looking for. It's not pretty, but it got there. Let's say I wanted to start trading at like 10 o'clock. It's 9:46. Okay, so it rolled back up to this volume imbalance up here, and it's going. It's going. So we have a lot of fair value gaps. So what's the plan? We're going to come back up to about here, or you want to come back up to about here? Let's see. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at where they're faltering for the moment, right? So there's this fair value gap right here. All right. And they came back and tapped that one just a smidge. We can get rid of these because they've turned bullish for the moment, right? And I have no doubt on a 1 minute I would have gotten a nicer looking entry style. But that's what I'm looking for. Respect it, go. So let's see what's happening here on the 2 minutes. Okay. So a lot of times, so this looks like a continuation up, right? And at the very minimum, maybe they're coming back up to hang out in this general vicinity. So let's clean out all of this. Oh, why is my battery dying so quickly on this laptop? It's so annoying. And they're respecting this guy right here. So let's say I want to be like a super, super simple lady. And the next time they tap that, I'm going to stay below this wick right here. Actually, let's test something out, right? So CE of this wick is about here. They didn't quite make that. They made CE of that wick. They made this wick, busted through it. Where's consequent encroachment of this wick? So let's say that's about there. So I'm going to set my stop loss to here. See how well that works out for me. 5 tick stop loss. And I'm looking for 5 handles. So 20 ticks. So that is about there. Do we get that? So we get, okay, let's go. Let's look at that. So the low of this candle is 39.7125. And do you see how spot on that was? So that's the thing, right? Like I said a few ticks below consequent encroachment. Now I did not measure it, and I should have, right? Like, so best to measure, right? So consequent encroachment of this area right here. That's what I was looking for. So right there, This is where I wanted it. Exactly. But look how spot on they like tapped it. If you choose blindly just a few ticks, I mean they tapped it like it was going out of style. But if you measure it, like this is a quarter way to the end of that. Boom. 6 ticks, 1 tick extra. 1 tick extra. Okay. So we're still respecting this guy and this guy. So which one's gonna win? Now the way they're tapping this guy, this might not work. Let's see. We're consolidating. Oh dear, we just made a bearish order block. Ah, all right. So in this scenario, this becomes a rejection wick. This guy, right? I don't know that I need to see. I would like to see them form. Ah, mm, so midpoint between here, they have a made to it. They made partial. So let's say we do an entry from here. What is our target? Now, what I want to see is how these form and behave. So we might, because we're mainly bearish, right? And now we've we switched. No fair value gap between here, and then that's what I was thinking was I was expecting something like that. So 10 o'clock, because I was thinking to myself like they're behaving. They've made a change. So if I made an entry here, stop loss up here, I'm still so new that I just don't know if that's like the right idea, you know? Because I like this, I like the way this formed, and I like the way this formed. And I was like, yes, the next that's a good candle. And then we're gonna take out, but why did that 10 o'clock candle be so mean? Hold on, let's go back to our what day is this? March 23rd. Oh, what? Can't be March 23rd. Oh, the first. Sorry. Haha. Wait, how'd I get to the first? Ah, dang it. I'm looking at the wrong calendar, y'all. So what happened on the first at 10 o'clock? Oh, PMI manufacturing happened, and that was less than expected. I don't know what's it went down a little bit. Is that bearish? Looks like that's bearish. So that happened at 10 o'clock. And then, of course, it looks like they're deciding to drop after that. This becomes okay. So now, what are we thinking? We've got this guy right here. If they come midpoint in here, then I'll sell into it for them to take out this guy down here, which would from a well, we haven't actually made like a low yet, have we? Let's see. It just there's just gonna go right. Yeah. It's one of those moments like I felt like yes, I should take a short from here and then just didn't. One day I'm gonna get really good at like figuring out when I should do these things. And then now is when she's gonna whoops, sorry about that. She's gonna go for that midpoint equilibrium. They've hit it again. And the other stop sell stops. They've already taken that, so that's not what they're looking for. They're looking for down here. And uh, fair value gap right here. I don't expect them to continue. I want to see them stay inside of it. They've decided that's not the case. Let's see here. Swick. This one's big one right here. Order block down here. Let's see what they do. Swicking. There's something about an implied fair value gap that I don't quite understand yet. So they're coiling back up. Hmm. They made this low. I feel like they're going to take it out. Equilibrium. They're just hanging out at equilibrium now. Hmm. Okay. Made themselves a bit of a shift. I feel like it's a short retracement, really. I think this one's more important. Okay, busting through it like it's butter. Okay, like that. And now I start to look at the bodies of these candles that are forming. All right. And come back into the range. Order block. And let me move this over. See, I'm quite tapped it. Red candle might be just a continuation candle. There is buy side all the way up here. So take out sell side, take out buy side, take out sell side, take out buy side. Like I think it's like a continuous. It's two of them. Green. Yes, okay. But what the question is, if they don't take this out, then they're going to continue back down. Just watch the bodies. Okay. Take this out, then I can look at a short, which is what I'm looking for. I did. They haven't left anything juicy for me. Just the order block. But there's all of this from before. I don't know if those are metal. Okay. So let's see how they come back up. I'm not very good at taking these. Better shift. Can leave me something juicy to work with. Okay. What are you respecting? So if we respect this rejection block, then we might be able to take a short. Let's see. Yeah. You're respecting this guy, so let's not bother with this one. And I feel like there's an implied fair value gap in here that I'm not understanding. Pretty well balanced. So then I feel like they're just gonna continue down because they chose not to take this out. So I'm getting better at reading the tape, but not better at understanding the entry styles. Because, once I saw this, I didn't have what I needed. I was looking, saw this, and I was like, yeah, it's gonna go down now. And it didn't take it out. Yeah, there it is. Oh, it's gonna have to keep practicing. And now they've taken out that sell side and tapped this. What is this? The weekly consequent encroachment, or practically tapped it. Not quite. All right. Well, I'm getting better at like predicting where it's gonna go, but I'm not very good at spontaneous entry options. Because I saw this one, I was like, yes, it's going down. Take out those, bare minimum. Go back to this guy. Saw this, I was like, all right, we're not taking this out. Good. Once they started making these lower highs here, this order block is where I could have entered, stop loss above here, and then let's see what the fib would have projected for that. So let's see. Didn't really make a low for me to use there. Would this one have worked? Let's see here. perfect. Can't quite see as well. That's 0 right there. And I was looking for this, then I would have aimed for that, and that would have been beautiful. Huh. Ah, the fib's beautiful for targeting, I gotta say. Very nice for targeting. All right, so what time is it? 11:12. So, oh man, I'm being silly. I'm being so very silly. Because it came back up into this order block right there, and I didn't recognize it. So many things to notice. Probably should have like drew it out. Because look at the way this formed, right? The wick's really wide, so that would have been the best option. And this would have been a bearish OB right there. Just make a red one. They came right to it. And then you can say stop loss above the order block and then aimed for that general vicinity. Oh, what would that have been for that short position? Because once you saw them wick, they came right back to it too. Let's see, the low of this is 39.70.50. The high of this candle, 39.70.50 to the tick. So if I'd set my limit order to right here, perfectly, stop loss right above that ticky tick. That, and then take profit where the fib projection gave me my options. So I use this guy and that low, and it would have been right there. I could have just aimed for the sell side because you know they're gonna take it, and they took it. That would have netted 90 ticks with a 20 tick stop loss. Totally missed. Did not even. Oh, did not even. Pity. Pity. All right. I think we're about an hour in. What time is it? So let's take this out. They've already hung out at there. They're here. We're at the weekly CE, potential area for them to turn around. What happens during the lunch hour? Do we just continue blowing through it? Do we allow for the bearish breaker? Actually, uh, breaker right here. See if they choose low. I think it's supposed to be a lower low, lower low, and they bust it through. Yeah, yeah, breaker right there. Let's see. So we have a breaker. We have a very large fair value gap inside of it. So let's see. Could we put the base of this breaker right here and stop loss above it? And we're gonna take this out during lunch, or are we just gonna meander about? It could just come all the way back up into this guy. Let's see what this was saying, how far it could go. Let's put this back. So we took that. So if I want to take this guy, 58 ticks. I don't know. Let's see if that would work. We have a red candle. The next one could be green. Yeah. And if they respect this fair value gap, then I will, look for an entry. Okay. Because they can dive deeper into the breaker if they want to. Tiny fair value gap right here, weekly order block. If they want to come back up to that, they can. Okay, but right now they're they're respecting it. So next candle, I'm in. Okay. I'm in. Immediate drawdown, back down, and looks like we're gonna consolidate. Let's see if I'm right. Oof, and stopped out. So I was wondering because sometimes when there's one right above it, it might not respect that. Hmm. And this might be the order block it cares about, not this. Not this. And it's a news day, so these things don't work as well as they should. So that idea is dead. Back up here, we've taken sell side here. There is buy side up there. Let's see, fair value right here. See if they respect that. Still short-minded, so I'm thinking right here, stop loss. Whoops. So I would be looking to re-enter because I was wrong. Order block's all the way up here, so let's do that. Let's do that, and let's continue down that way, like that. Oh, gotta plug this in. Oh, this is gonna be a long one, but this is good for me. I need to practice and I need to make sure I can get where I need to go. So, okay, so it's red, green candle is probably gonna come back up for this. Let's see, yeah, I wanna grab the base of that. So let's see if I get it. Oh, I'm wrong again. So I would have been stopped out there. But yeah, let me adjust here because my thoughts are I need to see it respecting the candles, right? So they've come back up into here. If they take this out, but they don't take this out, then maybe they're just coming back up to this order block. There's one right here too. So let's see. So let's adjust our thoughts. So stopped out again. I'm thinking this order block price is relatively balanced in this general vicinity. So unless they're willing to take it out, it's not a I can foresee them. So let's see what the next candle is and then I'll consider an entry. Okay, so let's look at an entry from here. Order block right there. Stop loss. What is that? That's too far. 20 tick stop loss at most above the order block. Damn it, it's hit the order block and maybe I should have gone for that. What are you respecting? Are you a rejection block? I probably should have waited to see what this was going to form right around it, but we're inside of this order block right here. Let's see if we're going to, I'm going to use this. Whoops, where'd it go? So we've got a bearish order block right here. I want to see if they're going to respect that. They haven't a body above it. Consolidating again. I want to see them take this out for a shift. And that's when I should have been looking to enter. Okay, there we go. Now we have this fair value gap. And all right. So look at the way their price is moving. It's evening itself out. It's not leaving any fair value gaps. And we are wicking inside of this guy. So that's rough. That's rough. It stops at about consequent encroachment of this wick right here. It's probably going to go up. Yep. And I'm wrong. That's three goes. Sometimes you're zoomed in too close. You can't see the forest for the trees. So that's three losses. I would just stop myself right there and come back another day. Not to mention I was breaking my own rules and trading during the lunch hour. So bad plan. But that was good. That was good. I'll be doing a lot more later as well. Probably not videotaping it, just practicing. Let's bring this one to a close. It's quite long. Hour 15. Happy Friday. And drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. Subscribe if you feel like it. I think as I'm doing these, I need to also have the fair value gaps, the new week opening gaps delineated. So I might be using that. Ooh, let's see. Have we gone up a bit? They've moved price up a smidge. Not much. We were just down here earlier, so they're hanging out at uh, the base of this guy. Still sell side onto here for them to take. This one's pretty close too, so probably might consider that the more important one. That's the 930. Let's go back to this one. Uh, okay, yeah, there we are. So we came down here. We've been working our way back up. Yeah. So when I came in, they were about in this general vicinity. They decided to hang out and then turn around and work the new week opening gap again. Let's look at that on the 1 minute. So if I was looking for an entry from this midpoint, what did I have? I had this fair value gap right here. So, it came here. They chose not to. It's probably would have only been able to enter here because I probably would have missed this order block right here. Order block right here. Didn't come back down the body. Would have been better. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have gotten an entry on that one, but once I start seeing them moving up, it's just not moving in any way that these news days they don't move in ways that you want them to. They're not like normal non-news days move. They just kind of like do their own thing. Anyway, so that's it for me today. Like I said, happy Friday. Shakira out. This thing is hiding it.